Welcome to QSR Nation, your weekly dose of food service marketing tips and business strategies for success. Here's your hosts, Josh Anderson, Beth Oots, and Anthony Pierce from the PFS Brands National Headquarters.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of QSR Nation with Josh, Beth, and Tony here from the PFS Brands National Headquarters in Holt Summit, Missouri to talk about, as always, food service marketing and business strategies for success. So last week, if you tuned in, you realized that we like to say the word consistency. Hopefully somebody counted. We said it a lot. But that's because it's very, very important. It's so important. We even one of our, departments are what would you call it, brands?
One of our brands.
Yeah, here at PFS Brands is PFS Blends, whose slogan is "Where Consistency Matters." So today we're going to talk about brand consistency. There we say it again, and how you want to always have the same level and high quality food in your store at all times as well. So Tony, would you like to take it away and talk about brand consistency?
Absolutely, and seriously, if someone counts how many times between the two podcasts that we say that word, we'll put something together for you. Okay.
I'll send you a T-shirt that says "Where Consistency Matters."
Brand recognition is a major, impactful piece to consumers as far as their decision-making patterns. And if your brand is recognized as the "what will I get this time," that's obviously not the recognition that you want to have out there. When people pull into, let's say it's a C-store or a grocery store, they want to see well-lit areas, so you want to be consistent in the lamping of the outside and the inside of the store. They want to see clean service areas. They want to see, appropriately dressed staff. All that builds into that customer confidence that they're going to have a good experience once they get inside. And then when they do come inside, they need to know that if I ordered the number 1 or the number 6 or whatever last time, that it's going to be the same this time and every time, so that I know what I'm putting my money down for. I work hard for my money. I want to make sure that what I get is the value that I expect.
Yeah, you don't want to play Russian roulette with your food every time you do it.
Absolutely. That's one of the worst things there. And as a provider, we have quality control measures here. We have a team of quality research people that, they're constantly looking for the consistency in the size of our tenders, the consistency in, the quality of our blends, for our breading that, is put out there. They're always measuring that because it's important that the end consumer always know what they're going to get for their money.
That's exactly right. And so, Champs Chicken and Cooper's Express, we always make sure that every single time our retailers purchase something that they know this is going to be the best quality food that I can possibly get for my customer. We never want that to be ever an issue. And if there is ever an issue, you want to make sure that it's addressed immediately. But like you said, with every single time that you go to one of those, a very large, famously known QSR, every single time they go in there and their service is impeccable and it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside because no matter what, you're getting that great service. You want to make sure that you are having that mirror image of yourself with the customer, that you want to make sure that you're representing your brand and the brand that you're trying to sell to your customer and make sure that they get that loyalty. And just like we talked in last week's podcast about the service, make sure that you're providing that to every single person, not just the customer, but to your employees as well, because they're going to take ownership of the brand and have a little bit more stake in the game.
That's for sure, and like Tony already mentioned, when it comes to the branding, obviously if you do a private label or you do one of our programs, it's all about keeping the colors and all the looks and the feels the same way. You don't want to have something that you made 15 years ago and then updated it this week, but not change the whole thing out. You just want to keep that look, consistent feel throughout the entire store.
And not only that, having folks know that if they went there 5 years ago, they went there last week. And we know people change. We know turnover happens. People understand those things. But to know that there's a level of safety and cleanliness is very important. Folks know if they're going to a convenience store. A lot of folks, they measure the quality of their experience if they use the restroom in there. Make sure it is superiorly clean. Make sure that your food counters, your glass, whether it's a cooler door or a hot case glass, those things have to be clean. If you have, shelving, make sure those items are fronted and faced. The grocery stores are, the top notch at this. They're making sure that everything's right, labels spun out. All that creates that consistent experience. It helps customers feel better, and when they feel better, they're going to spend more.
Yeah, great. So everybody, thanks for listening to QSR Nation this week. If you have any other questions, reach out to mdf@pfsbrands.com. And at QSR Nation, we're consistently consistent about staying consistent. We'll talk to you next week.
Stop by next week for another QSR Nation episode or visit pfsbrands.com.